Season 1, Episode 4.
Welcome to the Comfy Boys podcast. I'm Holden.
I'm Sergio.
Today we got Dan Mojsa calling in from New York with us. Dan, what's up?
How we doing, guys?
Hey, good, you?
Pretty good.
Hey, another beautiful day.
Probably better than you because we're in Casper, Wyoming, and you're in fucking the capital of sickness right now.
True.
Yeah, it's not fun over here.
Yeah, so what part of New York do you live in?
I live in Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Nice.
So Bushwick.
Yeah. Bushwick. Fucking, I remember the Bushwick days. So I guess let's first talk about, which is kind of interesting, and you probably remember more than me because I was pretty faded, but how did we meet?
We met actually at a random ass corner bar right by my apartment. You were sitting there drinking. I was sitting right next to you drinking, and just started chit-chatting and going from there.
Yeah. And then I was like, yo, man, you're pretty dope. Let's fucking kick it. And you're like, yeah. And then like you hit me up randomly one day and was like, yo, what are you doing? Come out. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Nice, that's cool.
Yeah, we're having a company outing, and I'm like, yo, just come up and drink with us.
Yeah, and that's
next thing we know, it's like 1:30 in the morning and we're at a strip club.
Oh my God. That was when they brought the fucking like pretty much cookie sheet of ones over to the guys.
Oh, is that story?
Oh, it's that story. Yeah, that's when the guy was
legit.
like, yo, everything you want to drink is on me. He's like, but I'm not paying for these bitches. I was like, thanks, man.
That's awesome.
So Dan, what do you do for a living? Let's talk about that a little bit.
I'm a project manager for a major construction company in the city. We specialize in remodeling New York City schools.
New York City schools. So have you guys ever like gone in and remodeled like schools that were completely empty, abandoned, and then you guys redo them and whatever for companies?
No, so our specialty is working on schools that are fully occupied. So we work on schools after all the students leave for the night.
Oh, I do see a lot of Snapchats from you where you're like working at night.
Yeah, so all of our work is done at night because we have to wait for all the students to leave, and then we have to have the school ready and prep for students to come back in the morning.
Dang, I'm sure that's pretty hectic, like working all night trying to get everything for the kids, getting ready for that.
Yeah, it's a little bit stressful. On top of that, it drags on how long it takes to do a project, where a simple project would be a year, takes 2 to 3 years because there's no straight going through.
Right, because you're only working like 10, 12 hours or whatever it is.
And then everything has to be ready for students to come back into the school.
Yeah, so you probably take a lot of time to clean up at the end.
Yeah, yep. About 6 hours of work and then
like 3
4 hours of cleanup.
Yeah.
So is it what you wanted to do? What did you do before that? Like, did you go to college?
I was a project manager for an architect. Actually went to school and graduated with my bachelor's of architecture from Marywood University.
Nice.
I didn't know that.
Small Catholic college in Pennsylvania.
And are you Catholic?
Yeah, you could say I'm born and raised a Catholic.
I don't know.
I assume you have to be Catholic to go in.
Yeah, I'm baptized. I'm confirmed. Used to be an altar server. Those days are long in the past.
Yeah, I feel you.
So are you Italian or?
Polish, 100% Polish.
That's right.
Parents are both immigrants from Poland. Both are green card holders.
Oh, okay. That's actually pretty interesting. See, there's even shit during this podcast I'm going to find out because I didn't even know this shit about you. So most of the time when we were hanging around each other, we were like sober at first or not sober at all.
That's usually what happens when you drink.
We were not sober.
Oh, hell no, dude. I was like, I stumbled into that bar. Like, stumbled. Because I was at the Love Story. Shout out to the Love Story. That place is dope. And what was that bar called? Do you remember? It has like that downstairs. I'm sure you know.
Man.
Because I met you there a couple times.
That was the bonus room.
The bonus room.
That's a crazy name.
Yeah, and that's in Bushwick.
That's a hole in the wall. If you want to talk about your corner hole in the wall, speakeasy bar. That's
nice.
So, Bushwick, what's it like living in Brooklyn, New York?
Right now, it's scary. Not more so for the virus, more so from the mass hysteria from the people.
Okay, explain that a little more.
Well, a lot of people don't know what to do.
Right.
A lot of people are the majority of people are out of work now. So
Mhm.
there's not a lot of income coming in. So there's been a lot of petty crimes in the area where cars are getting
dang.
broken into, things are being stolen. Um, I'm more afraid of the people who have nothing better to do with their time than the actual virus.
Yeah, I guess that would be kind of scary about New York. There being so many people, so many different personalities, so many different cultures, different people react in different ways. And then you get, a certain type of people who normally wouldn't react to, crime and have that as a result. Now they've lost their jobs and they've become those types of people that they were always judging.
Right. Because they're all
Yep.
cooped up and they got nothing else to do.
Yeah, week 1 was fine, but week 2,
Yeah, I bet.
getting a little bit.
Well, what are you guys at right now? What is this, a month? It's been a month of...
Yeah, we're on week 3 of non-essential travel.
Okay.
Of all non-essential travel being canceled.
Right.
So your typical walk from, and you have a car or a truck,
Yeah.
but like, how could you describe the typical walk from your apartment to the subway at this time?
Right now, there's nobody.
That would be fucking so weird.
There's nobody.
Are the subways even running right now?
They are, but they're running on reduced schedule.
Yeah.
They don't have as many trains running right now.
And they probably, do you guys are you in shelter in place in Brooklyn, or is that just in Manhattan?
Not yet. They banned all non-essential travel, so pretty much it's shelter in place. But it's, if you don't need to go out, don't go outside.
And none of the bars are open. Nothing.
No.
Not a single bar is open.
What are they doing for? Okay, these are actually 2 really good questions. What do you guys have offered to you by like these pizza joints? Because those are obviously everywhere. Is there any pizza places that are like delivering food, or any other restaurants that are delivering food?
Every single place that I normally order from still delivers.
Okay, so that's at least good.
Yeah, the only thing, I will say, everybody should be a little bit more mindful of this. I know everybody uses Uber Eats and Grubhub, but those actually great.
You're kind of Dan. You're kind of muffled right now.
Oh, sorry. Saying a lot of people use Grubhub and Uber Eats, which is great and all, but I would be a little bit more hesitant on using it and actually try to go straight through the restaurant that you're ordering the food from.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's give the money to those drivers, because when you use Grubhub and Uber Eats,
yeah, it's taken away from those places that work.
You're actually not giving it to that restaurant. It's going to that driver and the app.
Well, you get a lot of
I'm
ignorant.
a little bit more mindful now.
There's a lot of ignorant people, in New York.
Don't realize that.
Yeah, there's a lot of ignorant people in New York who aren't from there, and understand the values of what New York City is. And I would say from both times that I've been there, one being there a month and the other time I was there just for a week to visit. But what I really experienced with people who were born and raised there, or even close to there, it's like family. You're really you're really invited in as a part of a family, as long as you got common sense. If you're a fucking slapdick and an idiot, then people don't like you.
Correct. I'm fortunate enough that I've lived in New York City for over 12 years. So I've got New York City to me is my second home.
Yeah. Well, and even when I met you were so friendly, and I met a guy from Vice. God, I wish I would have got his number.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, he was a writer for Vice.
Nice.
So I really wish that I would have got his number, because he had a lot to talk about.
I'm sure.
That was, and they just have the insider. But meeting you, Dan, you were so nice. You were so inviting. You invited me to hang out with your bosses and stuff like that, and the big wigs in your company. And that's what I feel like New York is. And New York gets a bad name from a lot of people, where it's New York, everyone's rude and blah, 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 blah. And it's it's not that people are rude. People just have no tolerance for lack of common sense.
Yeah.
We could tell good people. From first conversation, we know you're a straight up person or you're not. We don't tolerate non-straight up people. So if you're going to try to sit there and BS us, well, you're in the city of the biggest BS. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. Shoot, I'm even trying to think. There was one experience that I had where I was walking down in Times Square, and I stepped on the back of this lady's shoe, and she was from New York.
You didn't get shot?
Right.
I apologized to her, and she didn't even say, "Oh, it's okay, don't worry." She just kept going along, and I was like,
She's like, "Your
sorry,
fault."
sorry, and she just did not give a fuck.
No tolerance, man.
So that's what it comes down to is like, if you're fucking on an escalator or whatever, if you're not walking or keeping up with like speed,
Yeah, they walk
stay
fast.
to the fucking right. You see people on the, like, you know, those escalator straight ones that walk in the airport?
Yeah.
Dude, I seriously have wanted to murder so many people.
That's why you just tell them, like, on your left. That's what I say is like, yo, move it the fuck out of the way.
And then
I'm trying to make my flight.
Yeah, exactly.
When I used to walk around everywhere in New York, I used to keep a bell,
A bell?
bell for your bike,
Uh-huh.
ringer bell for your bike in my pocket, and just in your pocket, just ring, 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 and they'll move out of your way.
Nice.
Oh, that's
It's
funny.
like, yo, get the fuck out.
What's another
Or
thing?
seriously tell people to move.
What's another thing in New York that people don't like?
A lot of people in New York do not like people who smoke a cigarette right in front of somebody's face.
Oh, I
That's
can't stand that
universal,
shit.
I'm
That's,
sure.
I can't
That-
stand that. And you're a smoker.
You'll get punched in the face for it. Yeah, and I'm a smoker, so I'm very mindful of how am I smoking and where am I smoking in the city, because I will get punched in the face for being, smoking a cigarette right in front of somebody's face.
So there's smoking. There's the subway courtesy. People who man spread.
Man spread, that's a big thing. I've seen girls dump cups of coffee on guys who would not close their legs when they're sitting on a subway.
That's crazy.
You know what a man spread is, right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah,
But then a
man
lot of people
spreading.
take up 2-3 spots because they're just being jackasses.
They put their feet up on the seats.
Yeah. Just trying to get comfy. and
People
shit.
who stand in the doorway when the door's open. There's so many things on this. You have to learn subway courtesy, or
I'm
else
sure.
people will fucking chew your ass.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
Don't expect to hear thank you.
No one
That's-
talks in the city. You get into a fucking Uber in the city, no one wants to talk to you. I had like maybe 2 rides in Brooklyn where people were nice. After that, like if I was in Manhattan or whatever, people don't talk.
Mm-hmm.
It's an awkward ride. But then you go to Long Island, and in Long Island, people will talk to you. It's completely different, night and day.
Right.
The personalities are so different.
They're probably just tired of all the bullshit, I guess. I don't know. Or they want
I'll
their
tell you
peace and
one
quiet.
One thing New Yorkers definitely do see is we definitely know when somebody's not a New Yorker. Like that's an immediate. I looked at you and I knew you were not a New Yorker.
It was that obvious?
Oh, 100% that obvious.
But you
It's
would.
just the way you carry yourself is different.
I don't know, because there was a place where I was walking, and I forget who I was having this. Oh, I was at the Love Story and talking to them. And they're like, "Oh, where are you staying at?" And I told them where I was staying. They're like, "How'd you get here?" I was like, "Oh, I took the subway. Like, went from here to here." And they're like, "You fucking took the subway here at night and like walked from your place to the subway and you made it? Like, no one fucked with you?" And I was like, "No." They're like, "People probably didn't fuck with you for one of 2 reasons. One, because they thought that this kid must be something if he's white and walking around confidently like that."
He's like, man, I just need to get to the spot.
Or 2, no one noticed.
Yeah.
So
I don't mind. I'm not fearful of anywhere I walk in the city.
no, but I'm
I
talking
can
about
tell
in
you
Brooklyn.
Even in Brooklyn, I am not fearful about walking anywhere in the city. I've walked home from so many bars, blacked out and drunk, and not remembered the walk. And I knew that when I got home in the morning, I'm like, man, I should not have walked this way.
Most people are like,
How did
"Man,
I
should have
respond?"
drove."
I've never had a feeling of being scared walking in the city.
No, when I was in Manhattan, I did a lot of walking because I also stayed there. I stayed in like big luxury hotels and luxury condominium like apartment places there. I never once was scared, but there's a lot of tourists there as well.
Yeah.
So as long as you carry yourself head high, nobody really messes with you. If you look like you're, a little pussy, like, people are gonna. I just being honest with you. That's,
Yeah. Like I said, I never really had a problem. No one messed with me. Everyone was nice. Anytime that I needed directions too, I felt like people were really nice.
The reason why, because we could tell you're not from around here, but on top of that, you're nice. You're not an asshole about it either.
Yeah. I know, like, it took me probably a week and a half to really understand the subways. I also got lost a lot in Manhattan because the cell phone GPS doesn't work there because all the buildings and shit.
Correct.
Yeah, so I got lost several times before I like developed a process of like how to recognize where I was compared to the map on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look up where I stayed. Because I really want you to hear about this area, and it was a pretty shitty area. Van Buren I stayed in. Van Buren Street. Yep.
Ooh.
Okay, so 490.
So not a decent neighborhood right there.
496 Van Buren Street, Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, not a nice area.
Yeah, I stayed there, and the dude, I was like, "Hey man, like, how's the area around here?" And he was the guy that was cleaning the apartment, and I just happened to be early, and he's like, "Well, I'll let you know that I don't come here at night." And I was like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah.
And the people that had just left there before me, the whole apartment smelled like weed. It was disgusting. Like, no offense to anyone that smokes weed, but I don't like the smell of it. So,
I'm a typical pothead. So,
dude, and then it had one of those latch locks, right? This is the worst story of my fucking life there. It had a latch lock on it. So when the door closes, it latches, like whether the door's unlocked or not. So I'm fucking standing on the stoop like, how am I going to get in? What do I do? It's like, if I call a locksmith, they're going to come, and it's not my place. And I tried calling the owners of it on Airbnb. They weren't answering. It's like 11 o'clock at night. I'm like, fuck, where am I going to sleep tonight? Like, I'm going to be on the streets, and this is a shitty neighborhood. So I called, and it's like the day before Christmas Eve or some shit like that. So I had to call this locksmith, somehow convince this guy to let me in. He's like, hey, it's going to cost you $400. And I was like, what? $400? And he's like, yeah, it's going to cost you $400. He's like, on top of that, if I got to break the door, break the lock, this is going to be like $1,000 or more. And I'm like, fuck, man, what do I do? And so I was like, I got to get inside. I just got to. So he ends up sticking a screwdriver in the corner of the door in the wedge, pulls it open, and it pops open in like 10 seconds. Guess how much it cost me?
$20?
No, it still cost me $400 fucking dollars. I was pissed.
He's like, you got me out here on Christmas Eve.
I was like, yo, that was the quickest $400 fucking dollars you ever made. Like, so the next thing, what are you and your business? What are you guys experiencing during this whole thing, the COVID-19 scares? And
I'm actually we're actually shut down right now. We got shut down last Wednesday. Last Wednesday we were put on temporary emergency shutdown. And then this past Monday, they shut us down completely. They said that no work can be done unless it's life essential work.
Mm. Dang, this is like the prime time to be working on school.
On all New York City schools.
And what was that thing we were talking about before we actually came on? You said something about...
So my school, the school that I'm working on currently, is a $24 million project, remodeling a school. It's a 3.5-year project. We are still required to be on site. So I have to be on site twice a week to do inspections. So every Tuesday and Friday, I have to be on site to do a walkthrough and make sure that nothing's falling off the building, everything's sealed, protected. And that's only because the school there turned into a emergency daycare for all the essential workers. So there's 2 big hospitals right next to our school.
So they're
all the
bringing their
nurses,
kids.
staff, all the doctors, all the paramedics, all the firefighters, anybody who's deemed an essential personnel can use the school as a free daycare from 6:30 in the morning to 6:30 at night.
I'm deemed an essential worker.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, same here. So currently in the school at 6:30 in the morning, there's upwards to 100 to 120 kids from pre-K to 16-year-olds who get dropped off as a daycare because these parents have to go to work. There's no way. These nurses, doctors, they have to go to work and they need someplace to watch the kids.
Right. Shout out to the nurses,
their grandparents.
Man. And the
doctors. My
doctors.
sister's a nurse, and anybody has any masks. I just donated the masks I had to the facility that she's working at. If you guys have masks, please don't hoard them. Don't sell them at a ridiculous price. Give them to the doctors, give them to the nurses, give them to the police officers, the firefighters, the people who are going to sit here and actually respond to the COVID-19 cases.
Yes, yeah. A lot of people here are making masks.
Yeah, if you can make masks, if you can help out in any way, don't think of it as, oh, they don't, you need them. You know who really needs them? It's the people
on the front line.
Lines.
Yep.
My sister goes to like the YMCA and takes a shower before she goes back to the house because she doesn't want to get changed at the house. She's been working all day around these patients. She doesn't want to come home and bring it home to her kids. That's her biggest fear, is bringing it home to her kids.
Yeah. I mean, and I think that's most people our age's fear. And that's regardless whether we can beat it or not. But I do think we have a lot higher confidence that we can beat it, even though we know we're not untouched.
We're a lot more asymptomatic. So we might have had it. We might have had very low symptoms. But we can still be carriers to transmit it to our parents and
and that's what I think a lot of people are worried about our age is giving it to older people like our parents, our grandparents. I work with a lady who's in her 60s and she sits right next to me. If I get it and I'm healthy, I give it to her. She's got asthma and she can't hear, or she can't breathe if something happens.
Yep. Same thing with my mother. My mother has bad asthma. So I'm trying to stay minimum contact with her. Yes, I feel fine. I know I'm perfectly fine, but absolute minimum contact.
Yeah.
I do their grocery shopping for them, anything that I could do to prevent them from going and contracting it from somewhere else. Because one of the people who's going to have it get pneumonia and end up in the hospital in a respirator.
Yeah. Do you feel like in New York, before it got as bad as it did, do you feel like people didn't take it seriously? Do you feel like people should have took it more seriously? I mean, how in your opinion, how did it get so bad?
To be honest with you, it's something that a lot of people didn't take seriously. But another thing is it's something that it can't be prevented unless you do a complete shutdown, especially in a city like New York, where public transportation is 90% of the transportation that people use. All you need is one person to cough on the subway on a handrail.
Right.
Right there, that is 1,000 people who are going to be in contact with that single handrail.
Well, yeah, and
in a matter of a few hours.
They're saying that it's like 27 feet. It can stay in the So and yeah, it is shoulder to shoulder there a lot of times, and people in the subway.
You hop on the subway and you're touching the person next to you, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Before all this happened, that's exactly how it was. So how do you expect not to have this spread as fast as it did in the city when majority of the contact is person to person?
Yeah, everybody's on top of each other.
Yeah, especially
there's not much you could do.
Especially when it is. You go through that first stage of like not taking it very seriously. And Dan, to be honest with you, I feel like Wyoming kind of didn't take it so seriously, and things are like every day there's more and more cases. So statistic I heard was that Wyoming actually has the worst spread rate of any other state because of how many people there are in the state. And it's just a lot easier for us in a small town. We don't have that many places. So somebody has it, they go, they touch something, or that's, like the guy in the first podcast where I was saying that was coughing in Target.
Oh,
or
yeah.
it was the second one. And it's like, I feel like we could have done a lot more. We could have, we had definitely came on a little later than everyone else. But that was our opportunity to just shut shit down.
Right. And everything did get shut down pretty
Eventually,
quick.
yeah. But still, we could have shut it down and put in a stay at home for 2 weeks. Think about that as impacting, businesses and stuff, because businesses are still open.
Right.
They're losing money 100%.
Oh, yeah.
I know we're not gaining a ton of money right now.
Yeah.
It's only going to get worse, but we're staying open until it gets bad. Right. And then where we are forced to close.
Yeah, because they're saying the peak isn't until like a couple more weeks, so we'll see what happens.
May.
Yeah.
But that's not even us because we're behind.
No, they're saying in general. But if everybody stays in, then you're right now everybody's just trying to flatten the curve. That's all we're trying to do. And who knows? People are saying you don't know what's going to happen, or if this flu is going to come back every year, or what's going to happen.
Yeah, no one knows. No one knows. And in May, it keeps getting pushed back. Before it was April, now it's May.
Right.
Then it'll be June.
But there's going to be a point where I think they're going to start letting people out, because I don't know if they want to crush the economy for having people inside for 2-3 months, you know what I mean? But I don't know.
If we just shut it down for 2 weeks, everybody.
People also have to realize it's not sit in your house, don't go outside. That is extremely unhealthy.
Right.
You can't just sit in your apartment and not do anything. You have to go outside. You have to get fresh air.
Especially in New York, you guys live in fucking, 300 square feet apartments.
Yeah.
Yep, on top of each other. You can't just be stuck inside. You're going to get more sick for being stuck inside than you will from getting the corona. Like, you can't just sit inside. It's unhealthy for your body.
Right.
Yeah.
You're only hurting your immune system by doing that.
You can go outside. You can walk. Minimize what you touch.
Stay 6 feet away from each other. Go to the park, but don't, be playing basketball and jumping on top of each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Catching them sweat droplets,
Right, yeah.
Go enjoy a nice hike with your friends, but don't sit inside all day. It's not helping anybody or helping yourself.
Right.
Everybody,
instead of ordering food for delivery, go walk and pick it up.
Yeah. Everybody should get sent a care package for up to 2 weeks. Keep your stimulus checks. 2 weeks. Here's a care package. This will last you for 2 weeks. For how many people that are in your home? You got toilet paper, paper towels. 2 weeks. Shut down. Everyone stay in. Go outside.
That's what the stimulus package is for, man.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? We go to the grocery store. If you need something, you got to go to the grocery store. There's your possibility of getting it. There's your possibility of getting it and giving it.
Contamination, yep.
Yeah. So if they were to say, okay, everyone's got 24 hours, go get what you need to get. We're shutting down.
Did.
But here's the thing. The grocery stores are still open. I'm saying close everything for 2 weeks.
You can't do that.
No, you can't.
Do that.
Not the hospitals. Not the hospitals.
You can't close everything, man.
I'm not saying the hospitals. I'm not saying the cops. I'm not saying
That's why there's
actual essential things. I'm saying close the grocery stores, close everything. Send people a care package that will let them live for 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Everybody's stuff's different.
And that's
you're going to buy groceries. What if, I don't know, man. I don't think it's a good idea.
And that's why you're going to fucking die from COVID.
You're going to give it to me if I'm going to get it.
If we lived in a communist country like China where they could actually shut down the whole country for a month.
Yeah, that's why they're healing.
Force people to stay inside.
They welded people inside their apartments, man.
Did they really?
Yeah, 100%.
Here, I'm sorry. I have the right to free travel, and by God, no government's going to tell me I can't.
Yeah.
Till that National Guard comes in and starts fucking people up.
Yeah, no, China, they did extreme. I'm a full believer in
natural selection, too. So,
dude, that's what I said. I said that shit 2 weeks ago.
Darwinism is real. The Mother Nature will always win.
Yeah.
We are not the top of the food chain. We are the virus to this earth.
Yeah.
We are the only creature that does not self-regulate our population. We only eat, destroy, and continue.
True.
Yeah, and we have a mind.
So Mother Nature will always put us in check. She has to.
That was like
this is our check.
Yeah,
that's what I was talking about with what was it? The World War Z. That's exactly what I was talking about last weekend with the World War Z thing that scientist says that we, Mother Nature puts us in check and comes up with a virus to kill a bunch of us off to, let her heal.
Regulate herself. She has to.
Yeah.
There's too many bunnies in the population. The wolf population grows.
Right. Yep. That's what we do.
The same thing. I'm sorry. We only destroy. We do not add anything to our environment. We only destroy our environment.
Unless we're planting trees and shit.
But people are wondering, why they originate in China? Well, China has one of the worst health regulations in the world.
Right.
They live in slums. They live in 100 square foot apartments, 2-3 people in these apartments, and they live and work in the absolute slums.
Yep. The smog there.
The amount of smog, air pollution, and everything else there. Well, why are we not surprised this is happening? I'm surprised that it took this long for it to happen.
Yeah, and the pollution that goes into the ocean from there too.
Right, but it's not like the first thing to come out. They've had other things like SARS and all this other stuff. That's basically the same way this virus originated was from a wet market in Wuhan or whatever. So.
But that's why are we surprised that it's come from there? We shouldn't. If anything, the World Health Organization should be putting a stop to what's going on there so this doesn't happen again.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully it's a big learning experience for everyone.
It has to be.
See.
There will be no more normal to come back to.
No, it's going to be rough. I think it's going to be way different.
See, and I keep hearing these things, and Dan, you could kind of relate to this, you being in New York, being an actual person, not reading a script, any of that shit from the news. You're not reading a script from us. Do you think that the news is promoting fear, or is it actually really that
100%.
scary?
Nope. 100% the news is promoting fear. I'm a 100% believer that the news is promoting fear.
They got nothing better to do, so that's all they have to report on, you know what I mean? And if they could cause mass hysteria, then I think it's more power to them, you know what I mean? I don't watch the news, so I don't know.
Yeah, is New York hates Trump. Am I wrong? Yeah, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure New York hates Trump.
Oh yeah.
Especially when he holds his fucking meetings.
I don't know. I think he was super late to the call, you know what I mean? He should have shut down things a lot earlier before we even go down that road of coulda, shoulda, woulda, but didn't. What would any of us do in his situation? None of us would know what to do because this is the first time any of us are encountering.
I'm a businessman. If I'm a businessman,
there's a ton of criticism
he is,
getting spread about anybody. But if this was Hillary Biden, it doesn't matter. We'd be having the same criticism because this is the first time the world is going through this. Nobody knows what to do. After this is a good test run for what not to do or what to do or how can we improve it. But nobody has any idea what better to do. This is the first time any of us are experiencing this. So how can we criticize somebody if we don't have an alternate to know what to do?
Yeah.
And I guess that's where I was kind of getting was, is New York, as much as you guys do not like Trump for other reasons, is New York kind of backing him? Or does it seem like the majority of people or whatever is kind of like supporting what's going on right now?
The majority of people that I know will flat out, doesn't matter what Trump does, they will not agree with it.
Yeah.
He could give everybody a $4,000 check tomorrow for the rest of their life, and they will still
hate the guy.
Talk shit.
Yeah.
Just because a lot of people in New York are so thick-headed and so liberal that they don't want to view other people's opinions. There's no, let's talk and let's figure out why we view things differently. There's none of that. It's my way or the highway.
Well, and kind of what we were talking about earlier, how transportation is 90% there, and how I stepped on the back of some girl's shoe, and how, courtesy that you have to have and common sense for traveling in New York and taking the public transportation. Trump, from my knowledge and my talks with people in New York, that motherfucker holds his meetings at Trump Tower and shuts down like 10 blocks all around in a giant circle. And so people have to take different routes to get places. and that pissed a lot of people off.
His meetings are actually at the White House. They're not at Trump Tower.
Not at the beginning.
Oh, in the beginning, yes, they were at Trump Tower, but now they're all at the White House.
Yeah, in the beginning is when he was doing that. Not anymore, but yeah. In the beginning, that pissed a lot of people off when he was doing that.
Oh, yeah, because it disrupted the trains, everything. And Trump Tower is not in a good spot to disturb traffic.
No, and people are very much in New York. They have a routine. Everyone has a routine.
I 100% agree with that. Don't mess with my routine.
Yeah, and then you start fucking with people's routines, and it drives people nuts.
Yeah, especially in New York. Don't mess with people's routines. That's not a good thing.
So, what do you think is going to be the outcome? How, when all this is over, how do you think New York is going to change, or what's your ideas for it?
I'm actually kind of worried on what New York is going to be like after this, because a lot of things aren't going to go back to normal. A lot of businesses don't have the capital to open back up.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not going to. So it's going to be a lot of vacant buildings. A lot of people are also realizing that you don't need to have an office to have people working. A lot of my friends are all working from home now, and a lot of their productivity has increased. So looking at it at that standpoint, I'm feeling a lot of offices are going to go a lot more remote now. They could go remote for 3 months or for a month. Why not continue going remote and save that money from the office?
On overhead.
Right.
Yep.
But then does that take money from the economy if there's no overhead for some of these bigger companies?
That's another thing, is who's actually going to go back to work? How are people going to go back to work? And what's going to be that transition of people who got fired from their jobs aren't opening up back up, and where they're going to go now?
Yeah.
That's my fear, is a lot of these people aren't going to get back to work. So where are they going to go? What are they going to do now? How are they going to live in their apartments? And yes, there's like a rent freeze or going on, but that rent is still due. That money is still due. A lot of these people are at the end of this are going to get evicted from their apartments, or are going to lose possessions that they have because of this. So what is this going to look like at the end? I wish I could tell you.
There was that one tenant in Brooklyn that I think he had like 100 tenants or something like that, and he let them all pass on this month's rent.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's gonna get it in the back end. You know what I mean?
At some point, I think it'd affect him, but I just thought that was huge. You got 100 people, and that's a lot of money to not see that check in your bank account.
Yeah, but you got to be human too. People.
No, he was. What I'm trying to explain is that I feel like it would be great if more people could do that. If we would see more of that.
So I know a couple of landlords that are, they're not doing no rent. What they're doing is the bare minimum rent that they need to pay
live as well,
the mortgage or whatever bills that they need to pay for the building. So instead of, $1,500, you're paying $400 because that's the bare minimum he needs to keep that building alive.
Yeah, and then keep the bank from trying to take it.
Yeah, everybody's got to pay somebody.
I've also seen that what they're doing is a lot of people are allowing people to use their security deposit as this upcoming month's rent.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty smart.
It's smart in the sense that, yes, it helps out, but at the end of the day,
they're still going to have to get paid in the back end.
Yeah, if you leave your apartment, you're not going to have your security deposit back. Or, you decide to leave early, and normally they just take your, security deposit as your early termination. Now you don't have that either.
Yeah.
So you have to be a little bit more cautious
to clean it and all that crap.
Yep. Now you have to be a little bit more cautious of what you're doing if you do that.
So there are a lot of people wearing masks and gloves and stuff like that.
Every single person. So I have a friend who used to, before he did full remote, he would hop on the sub. Before they said, wear masks and everything else. Mm-hmm. He was wearing a full-blown painter's mask with a big canister on the side, wearing gloves and everything on the subway, and everybody was looking at him like he was nuts. Well, a week later, every single person on the subway had masks and gloves on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most people you see walking down the sidewalk either have masks. Most people have a mask with their bandana on. And I would say probably 50% of them have some sort of
You're
glove.
kind of muffling again, Dan.
Yep, sorry. I would say 50% of them at least have gloves or masks on.
Is there anybody that you know that has it?
That has corona? Yes.
Dang.
I also know, but I know 2 people who have had corona, who have already dealt with it, came out of it, not an issue.
Uh-huh.
They were home quarantined. It was rough for a couple days, but right back to normal life.
Did they feel like there was people that they knew that they could have given it to, that they did give it to?
I would say, yeah. I don't know if they gave it to anybody, or I don't know personally if they knew they gave it to somebody and that somebody contracted it. I know people that have been around them and not have contracted it. Like my best friend's, his wife, he got it. He had corona. I mean, full-blown wheezing, temperature, everything. Couldn't taste. Bedridden for a couple days. But his wife didn't get it. And they lived together. She was helping them out through the whole entire thing, but she did not get it at all.
Dude, I was worried about you there for a little bit because I hadn't seen anything on Snapchat or like anyhow. I was like, this motherfucker die?
No, I just took a personal break from everything in life. I needed to step back from social media and,
Get a
enjoy my life.
Yeah, little refresher.
Yeah. I'm still on that little refresher now.
Yo,
I don't need it in my life right now, so my business is my business.
Have you ever seen the or heard about the thing where it's the 7-day reset?
I've never heard of that.
So what they say is like
7-day reset. No social media.
No phone.
Snapchat. No Instagram. No Twitter. No phone. No nothing. You go communication blind for 7 days.
That and so I would assume in New York, like in the city or Brooklyn or in the boroughs, that people would kind of think of it that way. The one that I'm talking about, and I would say that would probably be like a Midwest version of the 7-day reset, is like you go out in the boondocks, like in the woods.
Just go camping.
You go camp for fucking 7 days, no food, no TV. You can't, if you get bored, you can't get on your phone and like watch Netflix, nothing. Like you gotta keep your cell phone for emergency if there's like a fucking, Black Panther that tries to eat your balls. But like, yeah, you virtually like 7 days cook, fires, sleep in a tent, and you like reset your body and your mind, and like you become healthier after that.
I completely agree to it. If I want to do a 7-day reset, I'm just going up to my parents' farm in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Well, dude, if you do it, will you document it and send it to us?
What 7-day reset? Yeah. No cell phone.
Yeah, except
I know, right?
Yeah, your cell phone.
I had no problem.
I got GoPro
I had no
and
problem
everything.
doing no cell phone. No, I don't mind dropping social media out of my life. That's not a hard thing for me to do.
Yeah.
Well, especially living in New York because you're fucking surrounded by people all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I cannot do is I have to have my cell phone on me 24/7. If there's any issue at work, I am the emergency contact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
If something happens, a screw falls off the building, I am the person that's called for it.
Yeah, I've done like a small version of the 7-day reset. Like whenever I go to this cabin in the late summer with some college buddies, and there's like no service out there, and we're dying to try to find like Wi-Fi rock or something. Just like trying to get service. Like I'm walking around with like my like trying to get 4G or something, just so I could like check my snaps or something. Just stupid stuff, but. Check Instagram or Twitter or whatever.
Well, you're not going into that situation like thinking I'm going to reset this weekend. Like you're going in like, oh fuck, we don't have service.
Yeah. Well, I already know like that we don't have it, so I try to bring things out there so I could potentially get service, but who knows?
Your extenders.
Yeah. Well, I drive my truck and I got like a booster sometimes at work. Like I have cell phone service, but I don't have like 3G, 4G or whatever. So.
Yeah, and I have the Wi-Fi thing in my truck.
But there's there's no service.
It's satellite.
Oh, word.
Yeah, it's satellite.
I've thought about buying satellite just for that 1 week, but it's expensive.
You got the money. So.
Yeah, it's a lot of money just to have some,
I just internet for 1 week. Yeah.
Serge has got the money.
Yeah.
This dude would still be living comfortably in New York if he was to move there.
Nah, I'd probably be poor.
No, you.
Yeah, no matter what, no matter how you live in New York, you're poor.
Yeah.
Like, you can make 120K, 180K, 200K a year, and you'll still find ways to blow that money.
Well,
easily.
fuck, dude. Goddamn slice of pizza is $8. Depending on where you go.
Depending on where you go.
The what's that place called? The one where that was in Spider-Man.
I don't know.
It's in Manhattan. I can't remember. Their pizza was fucking good.
I mean, my local pizza shops are, dollar slice.
Yeah, the dollar slice. But dude, I'm telling you, I noticed a difference between the dollar slice and the $8 slice.
Oh yeah, there's a huge difference.
Yo, that bougie. I could do the 1, 2, 3 bougie test, and I'll tell you the most expensive pizza to the least expensive pizza.
Yeah, it's not a hard thing to do in New York.
I fucking love the pizza in New York.
That's like all you ate, probably.
Oh my god, dude, I ate so much pizza.
I don't blame you.
I did not eat Chinese. I had Chinese once. I feel like that's about the best. It's all the same.
What? There's some good stuff out there.
Well, no, there's good stuff, but I feel like if you have really good Chinese food and it's like the best that you had, I don't think you're gonna have Chinese food that's better than the best that you've ever had. I think you're gonna just meet the one that's like you'll eat it and be like, this is as good as my first one, as my number one on the list.
I know, but it's been a long time since I've been out there, so.
I did hear about this place, and Dan, let me know if you know. It's some fucking hole in the wall down in I think it's Manhattan somewhere, or Chinatown. I don't know. You got to go down into a basement, and it's like a walk-in, and you got to pay cash. It's all cash.
The ramen place.
Maybe.
The underground ramen place in Manhattan.
Maybe that might be it. Is that place good?
If you want to talk about a $20 bowl of ramen, yeah, it's fucking good.
$20 bowl of ramen, fuck yeah, dude. How much is it for a pint of beer?
If you're talking about so a PBR, a PBR.
Yeah, I forget. So
a PBR is about $3.
Okay, so that's not bad.
In Brooklyn, in Manhattan, you're paying $8.
Yeah.
For that same can of PBR, that most places in my neck of the woods in PA is $1.25 if you're going to an expensive place.
Yo, have you ever been to the Love Story?
Once.
What's the Love Story?
It's a dive bar, man. It's just a little hole in the wall. Guys, ex-military, retired. I don't know if he he was in the service, and he got out of the service, invested his money.
I got you.
Super nice guy, very welcoming. He has buddies that will come in, they get to drink for free, and they'll work for him.
Yeah.
Because he can't afford to pay him. It's actually really confusing. I'm friends with him on something, and I should contact him and see what he's fucking going through, because I doubt he'll be able to open back up. So Dan,
my hole in the wall bar has a GoFundMe.
Oh, dang.
And a Venmo set up, and I would normally spend $40 a week there on alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Easily, just on alcohol, not including tips.
That's it.
So I try to make sure I Venmo or donate at least $20 a week to them. Hey, these are the people who keep my life sane.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean? There's no question about it. They keep me sane.
Dude, if I didn't have bars when I was in New York, I would have never fucking had friends. Because no one wants to talk to you in other places, that aren't a sociable area.
You just could be sitting on the streets hey, you want to talk to me?
Yeah, you can't be sitting on a park bench and expect somebody to just come over and sit there and talk to you.
This ain't no Forrest Gump, man.
New York.
That's true.
Yeah, there's no,
you want some chocolates?
There's no life as a box of chocolate.
It'd be like, hey man, you want chocolate? And then the person sitting next to you in New York would be like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah. That shit's
they'll
poison.
instantly think you're a drug dealer or crack addict. Like,
Yeah.
Not even a question about that.
Fuck. Okay, so we've had a lot of actually really good conversation. Dan, so you had just told me about how you were going somewhere else. Is that allowed to be said?
Oh, yeah. So
Okay.
I actually just accepted a new job offer, which is kind of funny because at the time of everybody losing their job, I just got a job with one of the biggest general contractors in USA, Kiwi Construction.
Nice.
Yeah, when you told me that shit, I was like, damn, dude, good for you. Like,
Yeah, congrats, man.
yeah.
So it's been a long process to get to where I'm at now. It's like 5 rounds of interviews with them. Not an easy task, but I did just accept a job offer with them as a project engineer. So I'll be moving out to Omaha, Nebraska to their headquarters in the end of May.
So are you going to be staying at the same pay or are you getting a raise? Because I would imagine the pay that you get paid in New York is you're going to be golden in Omaha.
Okay, you're muffled again.
I'm actually getting quite a substantial raise.
Nice.
Oh, dude, you're about to be. I'm coming to your fucking house,
Right.
Hugh Hefner, out there.
100%, quite a substantial raise, and I mean the benefit package that this company offers. I think every company should use this as a template for them. I think they are very focused on their employees.
Mm-hmm.
They're not a Fortune 500 company for no reason. They give a shit about their employees. They invest their time and money into their employees because their employees invest their time into making the company better.
Yeah.
Right.
So are you going to be going out there and doing the same thing, school rebuilds and stuff like that, or
A little bit bigger projects. They do like all the oil rig platforms for BP and Shell. They have 22 major offices spread across the United States.
if you're going to be in the oil industry, damn.
They do
Yeah.
colleges, football stadiums, basketball stadiums. They do
Logan Paul's next party
major,
house.
major construction. They build
Shit,
bridges,
you want to talk about a
highways.
house? Look at Drake's house.
Oh, did you hear the new Drake song?
Two
Dan,
C slide.
Did you hear it?
Of course. Have you seen the
Talk about
video?
it.
Not.
Yeah, watch that 2C slide video. Drake shot it like at his house, and his house is like $100 million mansion. It's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
outrageous.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't think anybody needs that much.
yeah.
So what are you gonna do with your first check out there? Because you're gonna see, man, like how much more money you have when you don't have to fucking pay rent in New York.
He's gonna go to the bar, bro.
Sorry, the difference in rent is quite substantial. I pay $1,550 right now, and that's half our rent. I have a roommate.
Damn.
Yeah,
our
and that's the
rent
thing. You got a fucking roommate though. It's not your place.
And
you
And
share
I will
space.
say that we have a very nice apartment. We have a penthouse apartment with
A
a
penthouse,
14 by 14 terrace, a 14 by 14 terrace that overlooks New York City.
Yeah, why didn't
I
you
will say
invite
we
me?
have a
I've seen
very,
your
very
fucking
nice
videos
place.
from there. Pisses me off.
We have a very, very nice place. But I pay $1,550 there for my half of the apartment.
Yeah, it's more than my
I was
mortgage.
just looking for an apartment in Omaha with a 6th floor penthouse with a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom for $1,550.
Dude, wait till you fucking live by yourself and you can beat off wherever you want. It's glorious.
He's like, I do that
You're
anyways.
talking about naked Sundays. Naked Sundays.
He's like, I'm counting down the days.
You're standing on the rooftop, just balls out and everything, just fucking feeling the freedom.
So when are you gonna move out there then?
I'm thinking about my official start date at the end of May. I'll probably move out there a week beforehand.
Gotcha.
Well,
So have you been out there to check it out?
I've never been out there.
It's it's Nebraska. You're actually moving into a city, so
Yeah, it's a large city.
yeah. And then you got
I've never been out there.
You got the Cornhuskers there.
Yeah.
Don't know a single person in Omaha besides the people that I've already talked to from the company.
You'll meet
so
people
it'll be
fast.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm a very outgoing person. I'm definitely an extrovert. So there's not a. I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah, if you weren't, then I would have never met you.
People is, yeah. To me, it's let's do it. Why not? I'm young. I have nothing tying me to where I'm at.
How old are you, by the way?
Girlfriend, no. 28.
Okay.
Yeah, I was cracking up when you were like, you were telling me about that girl, and you were like, "Oh, bitch wanted to try and date me," and I'm like, "I'm not trying to be tied down."
You argued with me.
It's like tried to convince you, like, please be with me.
Yeah,
I want to be official.
Right. We've only been talking for a month.
Oh shit! Yeah,
she was nice, shit. Man, but I could see there was a whole lot of crazy in that.
Extremely nice woman. Nothing against her, not a single thing against her. I did enjoy my company with her every single time I was with her.
Yeah, I bet you did.
At the end of the day, a little bit too soon, too fast. I like to let things naturally progress.
Yeah, well, and if you're used to kind of being like single and whatnot, and then like you could even develop feelings for someone, but then as soon as like they start to develop feelings more than you, then it gets scary.
And I didn't mind it. I didn't mind continuing the conversation and seeing where it got. But when you start pushing me to, be my girl, be my boyfriend, well, no, let's have it happen naturally. Like,
yeah,
that's not, meet my parents first, meet my brother, my sister first. Sorry, I'm
she
not
didn't even meet your parents?
No, not even my brother or nobody.
She was never even on like FaceTime call?
No. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to get into a relationship. I don't do a relationship. To me is future progression to wife. Like,
right.
I don't take.
You don't want to waste your time.
I don't take relationship lightly. If I'm with you, I'm with you. That's it. I plan
and you're
on
loyal.
Progressing the rest of my yeah. I'm not about to hop into a relationship and just call it a relationship because we want to be like a fling and be in a relationship. No, I want to make sure this is going to work out. You got to meet my people. I got to meet your people. I got to meet your friends. You have to meet my friends. Everything has to work out nicely. I do take what my friends and family say to heart.
Yeah, so if you bring a chick around like in a month and she doesn't pass the test with the rinse, it doesn't matter whether she tries to force you to be her boyfriend or not.
It's over. Yeah, you got to pass the test.
Rest in peace.
Yeah. Like, I mean, no matter what, it's my decision at the end of the day. But I'm not going to sit here and pretend that you know what I mean.
Yo, I got to ask you: have you seen the Tiger King?
Shout out Joe Exotic.
Right, let me put it this way. Fuck her.
Yeah, 100%.
How can you go on, on your interview with Netflix and everything and tell people if you want to make somebody disappear, you gotta like rub them with sardine oil because that's what cats like to eat. How can you say that and not get investigated?
Right.
God damn it, Carol Baskins.
Have you seen it, Holden?
Oh, I love the country song about her.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah, I have seen
that dude's like
Carol Baskins.
I'm sure that dude's sales went up like once this.
It's got Carol Baskins there. Dude, and then that fucking bitch too, and yes, I just cursed to the fullest and called her a bitch. She wants to try and tell these guys that like she's like a sanctuary.
Oh yeah,
you know. But yet she's making money off the tigers.
She's making money. She's doing the exact
and then
same
like all her people
is.
Are volunteers and shit. Like she don't pay nobody.
Dude, I love how Netflix interpreted her though. They made her out to be the fucking worst.
Oh yeah,
dumbest fucking person alive. Like
she's so dumb.
Oh my god. We all see it. How are you? You're doing the same fucking thing as the people you're fighting against.
Yeah.
Let the cats go. If you really were trying to make a difference, and
that's what they said.
You're not gonna have big cats home. You're gonna fucking send them back into the wild.
Yeah, nobody fared good.
Right. It's not like a dog. Right. Yeah. It's not like a dog that you have in your house. You raise it. It grows up in your house, and then you put it in the wild. Right. And then this dog doesn't have the same instincts as, like, let's say a wolf. If you had a wolf and raised that and then you got tired of it and put it and dropped it off in the woods, that wolf can still survive. Mm-hmm. It has those instincts.
You can't do that to a big cat, though.
Yeah. You can't just let it go.
No, you can't just. I'm just saying, like, if you took it out to Africa and was like,
here. I mean, unless you're Russia.
Yeah. We just let the bears go.
Dude, I fucking love bears.
Okay.
I'm a bear dude. I got bears in my bathroom downstairs. There used to be a big shower curtain bear thing.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Then I got those glass doors. I want to break them. Then pay someone to come clean it up.
Okay.
Well, fuck, dude. It's been great. I really enjoyed the conversation with you and kind of learning about what's going on there.
Yeah, at all costs, stay away from the city.
Yeah.
You guys don't need to be in the city. Please don't be in the city.
We're thousands of miles
I'm
away.
trying to avidly avoid it.
Yeah.
So.
We're thousands of miles away in the good old heart of Wyoming.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll be up by you guys soon. So
Yeah, let us know, man.
Yeah, it's for real. I would be down sometime during the summer to take a trip up there, or vice versa. If you want to take a trip down here, more than welcome to stay. In the
hell
guest
yeah!
room.
You know, I love driving and going for road trips. So
Oh,
I
yeah,
got
dude.
20 days PTO. So
Yeah, we'll have to plan a
enjoy.
trip where I come there and then you come here or some shit.
hell yeah, it works for me.
And then I'll try and drag Sergio out there too.
Yeah.
Sergio's always down for a good time.
Yeah, I'm down for a trip.
We'll let you get established. So maybe next summer when you know people.
Yeah, or whatever.
Give me a week.
Yeah. He's like, give me 3 days. I'm good, bruh.
But yeah, so
I'll buy my Connect.
Yeah.
yeah, again, shout out Dan. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks,
And
Dan. You got anything to promote or anything?
Not really, guys. Just thank all your local nurses, your doctors, your paramedics, your EMTs, your firefighters. They're doing a hell of a job. Let's just try to help them as much as we can.
Right.
This is not your grocery store workers. When you get your Dunkin' in the morning, give them a tip. These are
Yeah.
people who are, I'm not even joking with you. I buy a coffee, I leave the rest of my $10 bill for them. They don't need to be there. These are high school kids that are putting themselves at risk to make sure we have our Dunkin' every morning.
Yeah,
Right.
100%. Starbucks,
You know what I mean?
Dunkin'
Like,
Donuts. We don't know shit about
Your
Dunkin' Donuts on
your
this side.
ShopRite
Yeah.
people, your grocery store people, like, we don't want to be out there. They really don't want to be out there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And Dan, don't hang
Give
up
some
after.
gratitude.
Don't hang up after
All right.
this. But also, we're gonna have Chad Pollock on tomorrow from Backwards Distilling. He's gonna talk about. They actually are under a contract right now because they're doing hand
Okay,
sanitizer.
yeah.
So we're gonna have him on tomorrow. He's gonna talk about how COVID's kind of affecting their business and what they're doing now and what their future is. So can't wait to have that happen. And again, thanks, Dan, and
Yeah, thanks.
we'll close it out.
No problem, guys. Thank you.
Thanks.